Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rex Flippers. Today is September 5th, 2023, and I have a few topics I want to talk to you about today. One of the things, kind of a follow-up on to what Commonwealth Flipper had in his video yesterday, and that is the removal or the lifting of items that you have listed on eBay. Now, he was actually suspended for 3 days for something that he had put on there, and it wasn't authenticated, is what they were saying. And he nowhere in his listing did he put that the item was authentic. It was a black vest that had a Harley Davidson patch put on it, and also some POW, MIA, support the troops, things like that, patches that were all over it. And nowhere did he say that this was a authentic Harley Davidson vest. He just said it was a black vest and that these patches were sewed onto it. So on top of that, I want to talk about I've had 3 items removed in the last 3 days, last month. The first one I had removed was it was get my notes here, a vintage African American handcrafted folk art doll in a maid outfit. And this item says we had to remove your listing because it did not follow our offensive material policy. Listings that promote or glorify hatred, violence, or discrimination aren't allowed. Well, this was like an Aunt Jemima doll. I mean, Aunt Jemima syrup. So, if this is offensive, then why don't they pull Aunt Jemima syrup off the shelves? Yeah, I think eBay is going a little too far on some of their stuff that they are pulling from our listings. Second item that I had, that was pulled was a decal, and Notre Dame decal was pulled, and let me get to that one here, and let you know what was said on this one. Let's see. It'll take me just a minute here to find it. It says we have removed your item. Your listing was removed. Counterfeit policy. Okay. Your listing had to be removed. We had to remove your listing because it didn't follow our counterfeit item policy. We don't allow counterfeit items, replicates, or unauthorized copies. Now, this was also an item I've had out there for a long time. In fact, I've got some Texas Tech and I've got some Ohio State, and I sold all my Penn State ones that I had. Little 5x5 decal put on the car, and because of this one here, it said Vero, V, capital V, little e, capital R, capital O, unauthorized, counterfeit, Notre Dame, counterfeit, and it listed the person who complained as Notre Dame at infringementreports.com. So Notre Dame University, as far as I know, is the one that had this removed. And nowhere in my listings have I said that this was authentic. These are vinyl stickers. We got over 100 of them, of each one, and they're not letting me list this item because they're saying it is now counterfeit. However, I got it on Makari, and Makari hasn't said anything. Makari hasn't said anything in reference to this. And also on the doll, the Aunt Jemima doll, was pulled from Makari also, saying it was offensive, but I sold it on Whatnot. First time I pulled it up and showed it to somebody on Whatnot, they purchased it. So it's getting a little out of hand with things that you can list and things you cannot list, and they need to take a better look at it. And a third item that was pulled just this week was this hat, because they're saying it's not authentic. Well, there's nowhere in my listing that I said it was authentic. I have it listed as a camouflaged, white paint camouflaged Ford hat, and I put in that to make, and right here it says Ford officially licensed product. So how can they say that this hat is counterfeit when it says in the label that it is a Ford officially licensed, see right there, officially licensed product of Ford Motor Company. Now what the problem is here, and Commonwealth Flipper also mentioned this in his video yesterday, is the last statement that's in the policies that they have about the items like this is that if they receive a complaint from another seller, their item would be removed. And with the item being, with the way it's written, if, say, I had a beef with Commonwealth Flipper, then I could go in there and say things about, complain about different items he has, saying that I think they're offensive or they're not authentic, and they would automatically have him remove the item without investigation. And I don't think that's right. I think they should, like on the hat, they should have contacted me and said, hey, we received a complaint about your hat saying it's not authentic. Well, that picture of that Ford authorized item is in my listing, or was in my listing. They pulled it, and now I can't pull it back up, show it to them. I have to do a whole new listing. And now I do have that hat listed on Makari, and there's no problem there so far. So, somebody holds a grudge against somebody, they got an item they didn't like, they they turn around and start complaining about items that the person's selling that they're mad at, and they can start having all their items pulled. And that is something that needs to be looked into by eBay and Makari, because and mostly by eBay, because eBay is the ones that are doing it really bad right now. Commonwealth was even suspended for 3 days. He was suspended for 3 days. He could not sell and could not list anything for 3 days. And that cuts into the pocket. And that's something that they needs to be addressed. So enough of my harping on eBay right now, and we're going to go ahead and get into my listings that I've sold this week. And we're going to start with I guess we'll start with Makari. And Makari is, I mean, we had a very good week this last week. I've sold 6 items on Makari this last week. The first one was a vintage, handmade, topsy-turvy crochet doll. And this was a handmade crochet doll. Turn it up one side, the eyes are closed. You turn it up the other way, the eyes are open. And that was sold for $10. And we shipped the person who bought that item lives in Brunswick, Georgia, which is right up the road from me, not that far. Okay, next item we sold was a craft jewelry bead storage systems. It had 23 fixed compartments in the case, and this is an item that I received free from my nephew flipping flamingos, and the buyer paid $6 for this item, and that's going to East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Next item I sold, I'm surprised these weren't pulled because it says Nike on them. Nike Team Hustle Quick Voice size shoe of a 5.5Y athletic sneakers, red and gray. I sold these for $15, and they were going to Brooklyn, Connecticut. The next item that I have is a set of Royal Flush playing cards, ceramic coffee mugs, vintage 19 set coffee mugs. These were sold for $10, and they went to Rockford, Michigan. And then the next item was a vintage 1977 The Young Children's Encyclopedia Britannica complete set of 1 through 16. These sold for $35 and are going to Manford, Oklahoma. So that's what I sold on Makari this week. And had a pretty good week there. I mean, 6 items in a week. It's been really good for me. That's the most I've sold in 1 week on Makari. So the next item we're going to go to is eBay. And let me get that pulled up here. eBay. Alright. First item I sold on eBay was a Dogman snapback trucker's hat by Scholastic. Buyer paid $12.50, all in at $16.64. and that went to Midwest City, Oklahoma. Midwest City, Oklahoma. Next item I sold was a Wilton Bobbing Ghost Halloween cake toppers. Buyer paid $5, all in at $10.72, and those went to San Clemente, California. San Clemente, California. Next item is adjustable Easton trucker hat. Buyer paid $8 for the hat, all in at $11.66, and that went to Grafton, West Virginia. Then we sold two Enesco Friends of the Feathers, Friends of the Earth. Buyer paid $20, all in at $29.87, and that was going to Spring, Texas. Then we had a cute item here. It was a ceramic squirrel and acorn nut candy basket dish. It had a candy basket dish with the nuts, with the squirrel in it on each side, getting their nuts. And it was $10 purchase. Buyers all in at $19.42, and that was going to Reston, Virginia. Reston, Virginia. And then we had Ag Pro ball cap. Now this was a used ball cap, well worn, but in good shape. And the buyer paid $12.50 for this hat, all in at $16.74. And that went to North Augusta, South Carolina. North Augusta, South Carolina. Then we had a Domer the Sky Dome plush turtle mascot for the Toronto Blue Jays. And this is a little hand puppet. And buyer paid $17, all in at $24.68. And that went to Hernando, Mississippi. Next item sold is a Budweiser ball cap. Buyer paid $10.50, all in at $13.50. And that goes to Newcastle, Delaware. Then we had an old carved wooden African mask. Sold this item for $9. Buyers all in at $16.19. And that went to Farmington, Connecticut. Then I had two complete HO battery train sets. I could not get these train sets to run. I don't know if there's something I wasn't doing properly or what. But I sold them for parts and repair. And the buyer paid $14, all in at $32.11 with the shipping. And that went to Pilger, Nebraska. And then we had a Carlton Cards Santa Pez Special Edition Christmas ornament. And that sold for $8. Buyer all in at $17.60. And that went to Lincoln, Nebraska. Then this is an item we've had for a long time. It is a vintage 1960s, 1970s velvet covered lion bobblehead. We sold this bobblehead for $9.90. Buyers all in at $15.38. And that was going to Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, Maryland. Next item is a New Era Pittsburgh Steelers visor. Buyer paid $14, all in at $9.52. And that went to Steubenville, Ohio. Then we sold a powder container box with hinged lid, Bakelite. Sold it for $15. Buyers all in at $24.87. And that went to Evansville, Indiana. And then we had a vintage inauguration from January 20th, 2001. President George Bush and Cheney coffee mug. They paid $760 for the item, $1584 all in, and that went to Plantation, Florida. Plantation, Florida. If you remember last week, I sold a miniature brass hippopotamus. Well, I broke up the set last week to sell the one to the person. Well, this week I sold the other two, and we sold them for $13. Buyers all in at $23.11, and those went to Evanston, Illinois. Evanston, Illinois. And then we have a Jason model number 136 Commander 750 binoculars. Sold these for $9. Buyers all in at $22.35, and that's going to Marysville, Washington. Marysville, Washington. And the next item we sold was Armada numbers punch set with numbers 0 through 9 with a carrying case. Sold it for $10.80. Buyers all in at $19.76, and that's going to Russellville, Tennessee. And the last item we sold is a Thomas Kincaid double-sided fiber optic light-up wall tapestry. This item was sold for $31. Buyers all in at $40.35. Actually, they're in for more than that, but that's all for me to ship it to international shipping. And that is going to South Morang, Victoria, Australia. South Morang, Victoria, Australia. So as you can see, I've had a pretty good week this last week with sales, and again, I want to reiterate about the eBay. eBay needs to change their policy a little bit, because I can get mad at somebody. Like right now, I'm mad at ADHD Dave. As I was mentioning, I'm a little upset with ADHD Dave. Used to be NC Picker. I don't know why, but he banned me from his streams on Whatnot. And I'd never been on his streams. I decided to check it out one time to see what he was doing. And when I tried to get on there, it says you have been banned from this stream. So I've sent him a message. I doubt if he gets back with me. He never has before. And he only lives an hour from me. But I don't know why he's banning me from his Whatnot streams. I had another Whatnot person ban me from their stream because I was watching their chat, watching their stream, and I noticed that there were people advertising their shows on there. So I jumped in and advertised my show. So I immediately got banned because I didn't have permission. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're gonna open up your show to let people advertise, then you should let everybody advertise, not just one or two. Whatnot is supposed to, a lot of people that are supposed to be working together. And there are a lot of good people and whatnot. Got a friend on there. Her name's Kristen. She is 150 mom, and right there. There's a from ADHD Dave. Just sent me a YouTube video. So 150 mom. She's been trying to raise money for the Watford, Taylor Watford Foundation, which deals with drug addiction. And her brother passed away 2 days after Christmas back in 2018, and she's gotten into this foundation, and they've actually have a house that they're using for headquarters, and it's called the Taylor Watford House. And she's trying to help raise money for that, but it seems like people and whatnot don't care, because they come in just long enough for their name to pop up, and then they're gone. They don't even give you a chance to talk. And that's one of the problems I had with Whatnot when I was on Whatnot. I have gone back, doing the show every now and then, and like the first 2 shows I did were really good when I first came back, but now they're back to the same thing. They pop in, they pop out. They pop in, they pop out. And what they're popping in for is to see if you've got a giveaway going. And I think Whatnot needs to do away with the giveaways. I heard that they were even cracking down on people who do giveaways for buyers only. And they're saying that it's against the law to do that, because you're baiting the people in to buy something so that they can get to your giveaway. And that's, there are some people that they come in just to get the giveaway, and what they don't realize is the person who's doing the giveaway not only has the item that the cost of the item that they're giving away, but they got to pay for the shipping too, to ship it to the people. Now, I have gone in there and I have won some giveaways, but I always tip the host. I'll tip them $5 to help with the shipping. So, giveaways are there for a reason, not to bring people in just to get a giveaway. 150 Mom had somebody come on her show yesterday. First thing they asked us is, do you have any giveaways? And she told them that straight up that wasn't appropriate, that they shouldn't be coming there asking her if she's going to be having a giveaway. And good for her. I'm glad that she did that. So that's basically what's going on with eBay, Makari, and of course Whatnot. And I did sell one item on Whatnot this last week, and not this last week, but 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to give it a couple more tries, and if it doesn't do any good, then I'm not going to be doing Whatnot anymore. Alrighty. Well, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. And remember, my other platform is called We the People. Should be doing another video on that tomorrow. Maybe this afternoon if I have time. But probably tomorrow. Y'all just take so much time to upload these videos and get the upload them to YouTube. Sometimes it takes 3-4 hours just to get the videos uploaded. So I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I was up to 49 subscribers up until yesterday, and when I looked at it this morning, I'm at 48. So somebody unsubscribed to me. I don't know who it was, but maybe it was ADHD Dave, I don't know. But hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Watch for my next video, We the People. And We the People is American history. I will be starting with the next president on that. I just finished up with George Washington. And from my family to yours, y'all have a good day, and God bless America.